G'day Binantians and welcome to this special AMA with Ben Rose. Ben has recently joined us as the ANZ General Manager, so we thought it would be a good idea to catch up, get to know a little bit about Ben and his experience, and hear more about his plans for the business for the back half of the year. Welcome, Ben.
Thank you, great to be here.
To kick it off, I'd love to hear a little bit about your professional journey leading up to your appointment. Can you tell us as well about your experience in the Australian market specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started off, you may be able to tell from my accent, in the UK, worked in ad agencies there, and eventually made my way over to New Zealand, still in the ad industry. Worked on brands like Nissan and Firestone, Bridgestone, the All Blacks, Adidas, and a few others, and learn, I suppose, the power of brand, the impact that working at pace can have, but also working in one category and thinking about applying lessons from another, which is something that people do day to day in the ad industry. I ended up moving into marketing roles and sales roles in financial services. So an example would be NIB, where I ran the New Zealand direct-to-consumer sales and marketing business. Spent a lot of time with the team over in Newcastle in the Hunter. I worked for the Commonwealth Bank Group at their bank ASB as head of retail marketing, home loans, credit cards, that sort of thing, and also worked in their life insurance business, Sovereign. As well as that, worked in a few other businesses, Stuff, which is owned by Nine, formerly Fairfax, and some other locally owned businesses like Code HQ, a software development business. So, worked in sales, marketing, exec leadership roles across those. Really loved financial services, loved tech, and once the role at Binance came up, when Binance decided to expand into New Zealand, that was just that was a dream for me to have a good crack at that, and luckily for me, got the role. Started off Binance in the New Zealand market, so I was employee number one. Really proud to have almost 250,000 registrations over in New Zealand, and then as part of our succession plan and regional resource planning, had the opportunity to step into the Australasian role recently.
And what motivated you to join Binance originally? This is such an incredible company, but what stood out for you?
The things for me were the pace of change at this organisation. From outside, I knew that it was something to behold. I really wanted to be part of that, because I think you don't get from zero to becoming the world's leading crypto business, blockchain business in just 5-6 years without working at real pace and being really ambitious. So that really excited me. Also, the opportunity to disrupt an industry which has been around for hundreds of years with a technology that, in my opinion, is immensely superior. I saw that as really, really exciting. I knew it was going to be a tough ride and a challenge, and I thought that'd be pretty cool to be part of.
Absolutely. Looking ahead for the next 12 months, what's on your agenda? What are the focuses for the business?
Look, so in Australia, I think regulation is the key topic for the industry at the moment, and we want to be part of that conversation. We're seeing some really exciting things happen around the world. If you look at what's just been announced in Europe, for example, with a fully comprehensive regulatory framework, that's really exciting. Other countries around the world are, working on where they stand there, and I think there's an opportunity for Australia to really lead the pack and not get left behind. So, being part of that, working with local regulators and policymakers, is a big focus for us. Making sure that we are fully compliant with all local regulations, really, really important too. And next is growth. So we've been through a really tough crypto winter. Initial signs look that they might be positive. Certainly, we've had a lot of growth in the asset class in the first few months of this year. I think on top of the regulation and on top of compliance, I think growth and onboarding the next million Aussie users is a big focus for us and the team here.
Since moving into the Australian market officially a couple of years ago, obviously we've seen incredible growth, and I think Binance has really positioned itself as a local industry leader. What role do you see Binance playing in the industry as a leader in the future of digital assets in Australia?
So this is a really competitive market. We've got some fantastic competitors. What I think that we bring, which is unique, is we're the local arm of the world's leading crypto business. That means we've got access to some incredible technology, some incredible people, and we also have experience of working with jurisdictions all around the world. we also, as a business, can just bring the best of the world to this market. And I think that's something that others in the market haven't done, and something that we're going to really focus on.
And what do you see as challenges, or the main challenges that are facing Binance and the broader crypto and blockchain industry in Australia? What are we facing at the moment?
So look, like all businesses, like all industries, we love clarity, because that means that we can plan for the future. Regulatory clarity is really, really important, and that's something that not just Australia, but jurisdictions all around the world are struggling with at the moment. You know, this is a new technology. Sometimes the traditional financial services regulations don't quite marry up with how that might work, which is why you've seen examples like VARA coming up with crypto-specific regulation, the MiCA regulations in Europe. I think for Australia, there is a real opportunity to be a leader. There's also a risk that we get left behind. So I think, giving certainty to the industry is really important, because if Australia gets this right, this industry can be a huge driver of tax revenue, of jobs growth, and really putting Australia on the map. The risk for us is that if we don't, others are racing to do that, and we don't want to miss out.
That's a beautiful segue into the industry more broadly. How do you plan to collaborate with other stakeholders, including banks and fintech businesses, to continue to drive adoption and growth for this technology in Australia?
Because we're the market leader, we see that it's our responsibility not just to grow our business, but to grow the category. So we spend a lot of time on education, and that's publicly in things like PR and media and with users, but also behind closed doors with business partners. We work with a number of banks and fintechs. We want to continue doing that. The fiat system and the crypto system need to work side by side. I think what needs to happen in Australia, but also more broadly, is a more mature understanding of the technology. It's very easy to go to the negative headlines and the FUD stories. I think blockchain technology poses some amazing opportunities for both the legacy financial services industry as well as businesses like us. You just have to look at big banks here and overseas who are building their own tokens using blockchain for cross-border settlements, etc., to see the opportunities there. We just need to learn to grow up and work together.
And on a more personal note, how would you describe your own leadership style and what you'll bring to the team at Binance Australia?
In my view, the leader's only as good as the work done by their team. So luckily we've got an awesome team. My job is to help them do the best job they can do. So to explain and set really clear goals and objectives, make clear what good looks like, make sure they've got the skills and the tools to do that job, and then get out of the way to make sure that they can go and do it.
And as an Australian business, how can Binance Australia contribute to the broader Australian community beyond just finance and technology?
The crypto exchange is just part of Binance. We also have Binance Charity, which recently made a donation to replant a lot of habitat lost after the bushfires for koalas. We announced recently a partnership with the University of Western Australia to support Web3 scholarships and some other activities for their students. So, we take a holistic approach to what can we do to foster the growth of Web3 in Australia. Crypto's where we start because that's the core of our business, but there's lots more that we do outside that. I think also this is a business, as I said before, that 6 years ago didn't exist. Now we're all around the world. We're doing 2 million transactions a second. In 6 years, that's quite high growth, and we've done that in a unique way. We've got a distributed way of working. We've got some pretty unique cultural values that we're really proud of. And so I think Australian businesses can learn from the way that Binance operates, just as Binance can learn from the way that Australian businesses operate.
And is there anything you'd love to close with? Maybe a message for some of our million users in Australia?
Yeah, absolutely. You've done it tough. It's been a really hard winter. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for using us. Thank you for sticking with us. Look, we're really focused on continually improving what we do for you, bringing new products, growing the community. So we'd love your feedback. We thank you for sticking with us, and here's to the future.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Ben, and it's been a real pleasure. I hope that helps you, our Binance Australia community, learn a little bit more about our new leadership and plan for the coming months. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel for more awesome content, and good luck, Binantians. Stay safe.